Hi, my name is Audre Gutierrez, and I'm the owner of Wisdom of the Earth Essential Oils based in Arizona, beautiful little town of Cornville. I'm here today to talk to you about heart health support at the invitation of Mary Yuter from Heart to Soul Cardiac Wellness. And I really appreciate her bringing me in to share with you what we do at Wisdom of the Earth to support our clients and students in their quest for overall wellness, but also in some cases in support of their heart health. I have studied in Europe with some of the leading aromatherapists there, as well as in the United States. And so I love to bring together my training over the last 20 years, but also with the experience I have daily with clients who have questions about improving their health, maintaining their health, or getting on a healthier path due to some either trauma they've experienced or kind of a health scare they may have experienced. So I'm happy to share with you a little bit about essential oils, because I know a lot of people aren't that familiar with what they are and how they work, but also a little bit about Wisdom of the Earth. So I'm going to start with Wisdom of the Earth first. We've been in business over 20 years. It's a female-owned, as you can tell, company, and we're a very small boutique kind of company, very interested in quality. We hand pour all of our essences, so there's no machine pouring involved. And we work with very conscious small farmers who love what they do and are doing it for the medicine. A lot of people do aromatherapy for perfumes and for air fresheners, and all that's wonderful. There's nothing wrong with that. But what our emphasis has been since day one was the medicinal aromatherapy end of things. So we were trained by physicians in France and also in the United States, scientists, but as well as practitioners, people who had worked for decades with their clients on heart health, as well as I mentioned, overall general health. I'm bringing to bear a lot of my own experience, but also it's been bolstered by these wonderful people I've studied with over the years. I also wanted to talk a little bit about our focus. Our focus is education, and Mary knows that, and it's one of the reasons she asked if I could do this little video for you. But it's also about getting you to be the master of your own health. And having had some health scares myself, or health traumas myself, and many of our customers have, once that's happened to you, you start maybe questioning, are you ever going to feel well again? Or what did I do wrong? Or what can I do better so that I don't have this happen again? And the essences can be incredibly supportive in helping you maintain health, in helping you overcome a health problem, or support you in recovery from a health trauma or a health situation. So they're really wonderful in supporting the immune system and balancing the immune system, but they're also wonderful to support every major system in the body. And whether that's the respiratory system or the integumentary system, it's about supporting the body in coming back to health or maintaining health. So what we want to talk about today is a little bit about our approach to aromatherapy. We don't do any blends. We really feel that essential oils are nature's medicine. And so what we want to do is use it in its most potent form. So we use pure essential oils. We don't cut them with any carrier oils, and we don't do pre-mixed blends. So we don't have a heart health blend that we can offer you, but we can talk to you about quite a few essential oils out of the many that exist out there that can support a healthy heart, or can support health recovery after a health trauma involving the heart. So we're going to go over some oils later, but I wanted to just mention that we have emphasized the medicinal approach, not the perfume or not the environmental approach to using diffusers in workplaces and things like that. We've really focused on human health and how the plant kingdom can support that. So that's been our philosophy since day one, and I've been in business for over 20 years. And it's interesting that people really crave that. They have looked to essential oils or plant medicine to help them either maintain their health or address a health issue. And then they find that they try it and it really didn't work, and they had such high hopes for it, which is one of the reasons we put such a great priority on the purity of our oils, So we work with very conscious small farmers, but also the fact that we do single pure essences. As I mentioned, we don't do any blends because we feel that that can compromise or reduce the potency of the essence by combining it either with a carrier oil or with other essential oils. So we use them together, but we layer them. And so they're kind of working as a team instead of a heart blend that sits on, you know, our shelf for maybe several months before it's sold, and then it comes to your home and you're going to be using it over a period of time. And that can compromise the potency of the essential oils. So we don't do any blends. And so we might suggest several essences to work together to bring you to the optimum health that you can experience. I guess the other thing I wanted to talk about is our approach to hand pouring. We don't, as I said, use machines to pour our oils. We really believe in that human-plant connection. You know, most people have started to realize that being out in nature makes them feel healthier. It lifts their spirits. And so people are starting to understand that nature and our relationship to nature can be part of a really a big difference in how healthy we feel and how vibrant we feel. So the essences are incredible ways to connect deeply with nature, especially if you don't have the opportunity to do that up close and personal, you know, in your life. So it really brings nature to us. And the oils are also highly concentrated. The vast majority are steam distilled, which means they take plant material, put it in a big still, and literally run steam through it, which releases the essential oil, the medicine of the plant. And then it's collected and it becomes the essential oils that we can bring to you. So they're made in a way that recognizes the purity of nature and the power of nature. And so our pledge has always been to do nothing to reduce that power or to compromise the integrity of Mother Nature. So it is just as it comes from the plant or tree, the essence that you will find in your bottle. Okay, so I thought it might be helpful for you to see the extensive nature of our line of oils. We have one of the largest portfolios of single pure essences in the United States. And so we have over 200, and so we might have 10 eucalyptuses and 8 pines, and each has their own personality, their own properties. And so I just wanted to kind of show you what is available to us, even though I'm only talking to you about a few. But I did pull a couple that I will be talking about later. And one is green cardamom, so you can kind of see the size of the bottle. Our standard size is 15 mils. That's about 450 drops. And it comes out, there's an orifice reducer, so it comes out in drops. And you can just put it on your skin, you can put it on your wrists, put it on the soles of your feet, the base of your back. So it depends really what you're treating, but since we're here talking about the heart today, in most cases, if you've had surgery, it's probably best not to put it right over the heart area. So you're going to want to do the soles of your feet or your wrists. But if you haven't had surgery, then it would be okay to put a drop or two over the heart, physical heart. And so it literally just drips out. Like I said, we really believe in using these for medicine. And so, like I said, there's no, we haven't cut them with carrier oil or we haven't mixed them with other oils. These are all single pure essences. Here's the pink grapefruit that I'm just in love with, and most people are because the aroma is so incredible. But it is an amazing one for lifting the spirits. So like I like to just put a little bit on my heart, or some people will put it on their wrists so they can take a little whiff of it every once in a while. And then we also have diffusers. Here's one going right here. And that you can do in your environment. We have tons of different ones, different prices, and you can find them online. And it's a way to have it coming into your environment. So it's not only purifying the environment, because most of them are antibacterial, all of them are antibacterial, and many are antiviral. So you're actually purifying your environment, but it's also for the ones that are the emotional ones, lifting the spirits because you're being really, having your area infused with their energy and their beautiful aroma and their chemical properties, which are what can help shift our mood. And I think the other thing I would like to mention are the hydrolytes. And this is a product that when they're doing the distillation of, say, the red spruce or peppermint, or they'll put the plant material in a big still and put steam through it, and that is what releases the oil, as I mentioned. But the water that comes off the distillation actually has quite a bit of essential oil in it. So here we have lavender, organic lavender, laurel leaf. So we don't have one for every oil, but we have one for a lot of the oils. Here's a pine ponderosa that's wonderful, rosemary. So these are ones that are a lot milder in terms of the aroma. So you can spray yourself. They're great for the skin, but you can also spray in a bedroom or an environment that you want to purify and create an uplifting environment. So they're really, really wonderful. And they're, like I said, they're less expensive than the oils, but they are also less potent. So to treat a disease, I would not be using these, but to help support an area of the body or a mood that you're trying to create, they're really, really wonderful allies and can be used as a wonderful tool in that regard. One of the things I wanted to address today is that anytime we've experienced a health crisis or a health scare, surgery, car accident, people have the physical effects, and sometimes the emotional effect of that experience doesn't get the same amount of attention. And so one of the things I wanted to mention here today is that we're looking at not only the physical health aspects of having had a heart attack, or, for example, like I said, being in a car accident, or having a stroke. So there are many really serious health conditions that absolutely take a toll on the body and can change the body dramatically, either temporarily or permanently. And so the emotional effects of that, of having been through the experience, but then also having to live with the consequences or the outcomes of that experience, are often not given the same attention, and sometimes we don't even realize there are tools to help us deal with that. We think of maybe going to a psychologist or getting counseling, and that can be really, really helpful. But what they don't realize is Mother Nature has offered us some tools as well. So the essences work very powerfully on a physical level, but they also work very powerfully on an emotional level. So the support that you need in that area is incredibly beneficial with using essential oils to do that. It gives us that connection to nature that I mentioned that can be so comforting and uplifting, and so that's one of the ways that you can support your healing on both levels by using the essential oils. So what I'm going to do is talk about a few that have been known literally for decades for their ability to support not only heart health, but recovery from a heart episode, whether it's surgery, a heart attack, or even just palpitations of the heart. So it's almost any level of heart disharmony. There are essences that can support that. One of the ones I wanted to mention is green cardamom. So just think of the word cardamom. The word cardiac is kind of in cardamom. So it's been known for centuries as a digestive aid, but also so more than just heartburn, it can also be to support the physical heart. And so that's one I wanted to mention in particular. Another is goldenrod, which people kind of think of goldenrod as something they might be allergic to, but it's actually an incredibly powerful essential oil for heart balance, heart health, and heart support. Another one that people have not heard too much about is grapeseed oil, and that's where they take the grape seeds and it's literally cold pressed. So that's one that's not steam distilled, it's actually pressed from the seed of the grapes that are literally used for wine. What's so beautiful about that is for people who think, well, you know, I'm not crazy about essential oils because maybe I don't like all the aromas. And ours are very, very potent, so most of our aromas are quite noticeable. But what's so beautiful about the nut and seed oils is that they have hardly any aroma at all. So even if aromas bother you, that would be one that you could probably use to your benefit and not have to become more accepting or more comfortable with the aroma that is associated with the plant essence. So grapeseed oil is really wonderful at working with the blood vessels and strengthening them and keeping them pliable. They also work with the tissues in the heart. So they're really about the physical health of the heart and all of the associated aspects of that, like the blood vessels. So it's really good for blood pressure, but it's also good for just heart health in general. Another one I wanted to mention was ylang-ylang, and that's one that I have used personally, and I have customers and colleagues and friends who have used it as well to either address a heart health issue or to maintain heart health if they're concerned about perhaps heart disease that runs in their family. So ylang-ylang is a beautiful flower. The tendrils are about this long. It's really a spectacular flower essence, but it's known for centuries, again, for supporting the health of the heart. And so that one works on both an emotional and a physical level, but it has been known to regulate the heartbeat, to also help with like skipping a beat or the racing of the heart, as well as just general heart health. So people use it pretty widely for almost every aspect of heart health you can imagine. So those are the ones that I'm going to just talk about here, but also you'll see on your screen there's a few others mentioned. And believe it or not, those are just a few of the many that that have been discovered and in many cases researched in terms of their effectiveness with heart health. On my website, which is wisdomoftheearth.com, you can actually see at the bottom of the screen a product or symptom search bar. So if you put in heart, you'll see how many essences come up that are mentioned in terms of the physical or emotional support for the heart that they offer. So on the screen, you'll see a couple of others that I didn't mention, and just know that there are many, many more. So I wanted to talk also about essences that support us, our emotions, or our spirits, lifts our spirits. And one of the ones that most people have heard of is St. John's wort. And St. John's wort was originally introduced as something for mild depression. And as it turns out, it can be really, really effective for cases that are way beyond mild, that can be quite serious and quite persistent. So St. John's wort is an excellent one to help lift our spirits and help us find solutions to what's troubling us. Another wonderful one, everybody thinks of lavender for being a calming agent, and it is. And we have a beautiful one from Greece that I think is particularly helpful in helping us calm our nervous system, calm our fears, and allow us to proceed with the situation, the hand we've been dealt, and find the best way to make that work for us. So it's all about calming things so we can see things clearly. And the lavender from Greece is really excellent for doing that. And you can do that at the base of the spine. You can do it on the soles of the feet. I like to do it on my wrists. So you can really put it anywhere on the body that you're comfortable putting a few drops at a time. The other one that I wanted to mention is wild chamomile. And wild chamomile, there are several chamomiles. Most of us have had chamomile tea. So that would normally be the Roman chamomile. And then there's also a German or a blue chamomile. And this one is from Morocco. It's called wild chamomile. And it's incredible for calming anxiety and for helping to lift depression. So it's one that I personally have used successfully with depression and anxiety back in my 40s. And so I can speak personally to the ability of that one to just help you find your path out of the anxiety or the concern that you feel, so that at least you're taking action and you're doing what you can to address it. So you're not like paralyzed by your situation. It's really amazing at that. Another one that's quite common is grapefruit. And we have a beautiful one called pink grapefruit, which is so uplifting. It's hard to be sad or worried when you have a little bit of the pink grapefruit on the soles of your feet or on your wrists. And it's one that actually you could put a drop or two in water, because ours are completely pure. They're imported as raw materials. And so you can actually ingest them. So that you could put a couple of drops in your water and it tastes amazing. But the pink also, the colors of the oils can be quite important. And the pink aligns with the pink and green of the heart chakra. So it's one, we have a white one, but I picked the green one, the pink one, because I think it is most relevant to heart health because of its color. And so the color of the oil or the color of the plant itself can be associated with the color of the chakra, that the body system that's being affected. The other one I wanted to mention is red spruce. And spruces, all conifers, are very grounding. So if you find yourself anxious or nervous or fidgety because your life has been impacted, your life has been turned upside down, and it can really be unsettling, having the grounding of a beautiful red spruce essential oil would be amazing. You can put it at the base of your spine. You can put it on the soles of your feet. Again, you can put it on your wrists. You can diffuse it in your home. You can put it on little cotton balls and put it on your windowsill or behind a picture frame. There are ways to kind of disperse that aroma and that energy throughout your house to just bring a grounding and a calming to your whole physical environment as well as your physical body. And the fact that it's red spruce, there again, we have the red, which stands for the heart, as part of the color of that particular tree. And so that's why I picked the red spruce, because I think for heart health, again, you've got that color, energy, and dimension working with the part of the body that you're trying to address. So I think, I'd like to close here. There are many more essences that you're seeing on your screen that just address the physical aspects of it as well. And like I mentioned, there's many, many more, but I tried to come up with a range of ones in terms of price, in terms of perhaps ones that you've heard of and you feel comfortable exploring if you aren't familiar with essential oils. There are many tools at our disposal, and one of the things we do at Wisdom of the Earth is we believe in education, as I mentioned. So you can always talk with us about the product properties, but also if it's something a little more detailed, we could also schedule a consultation. So I want to thank you for listening, and hopefully you've learned a little bit about essential oils and how plant medicine can support you in your heart health journey, but also a little bit about Wisdom of the Earth and why we think that our commitment to preserving the purity of nature and delivering that to you instead of a human-made blend of some sort is really, really important to regaining health when you're treating a serious condition. So thank you again for your time, and I hope we can be of help to you.